Welcome back. Hopefully, this will continue working. All the appendages crossed. This is our session two uh, of our game, and we will be streaming today until about 10 p.m. Our friend Jillian, who plays Natalie, will be here later, and Sammy, who's playing Enfys, will not be joining us today in person, but we might hear from her electronically. We'll see. And let's see what else. Oh, yes. If you type in exclamation redeems, you will be able to see some of the channel point redeems that you can do to affect the game with your channel points. And that will also come up on a timer in a little bit. Thank you very much, our lovely moderator. Also, the mod is empowered to record quotes. Miss Mad Duck, exclamation quote, space, add space, whatever you want the quote to be. If anything is entertaining, please add it to the quote file, and everybody can do exclamation quote to then get a random quote back at you. So, yeah. Thank you to Elove for our lovely logo of Bitey, and to Ms. Mad Duck for moderating for us, and obviously to Jason for being our storyteller. And over to you, Jason.
Thanks, Anna. If you would, I'm going to start by saying welcome to episode or session 2 of Triptych, Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle, set in Boston. We have two of our players with us today, and I'm going to ask Renee to introduce herself first with her name, her pronouns, and her character.
Hello, everybody. I am Renee, she, they pronouns, and I will be playing, as always, the Hecadic Turbo Karen, Kathy Milliner.
All right. I am Anna. I use she, her pronouns, and I will be playing Alexis, who is the, humanist little vampire that could. Maybe. We'll find out if she could, but she's trying.
So, when last we visited the study group, they had returned to their haven with the bloodied body of Silas in tow. Silas being a messenger from the Prince of Boston, Hazel Iverson, who came with a message which has been taken from him and been wounded besides. Last session, when we last saw Enfys, our Malkavian, they had managed to negotiate with a floating entity of anger and sorrow and invited it into their corporeal form, and they haven't been right ever since. Meanwhile, the assailant fled over the rooftops, as was discovered by Natalie, who, last we saw her, she attempted to track him down using the powers of blood sorcery to illuminate the trail of prey. That didn't work out as she expected, but when we last saw her, she knew the last point he had been seen, or at least one point before he had vanished, was in the pit in Harvard Square. Kathy and Alexis, you are at the Haven. Alexis, last we saw, you had given some medical aid to Silas, and you had been in conversation with him. Kathy, you had made a point to, you were going to help by reaching out to your family to see if you could give Enfys a hand. Kathy, what are you doing? And you're on mute for now.
That time it was intentional. So, Kathy is going to take her phone, and she's going to call Brian Milliner. For the folks at home, Brian Milliner is her sire.
You pull out your phone. He's one of yours. He's one of the people you can call with a single press of the button. What's up, babe? It's good to hear from you. what can I do for you tonight?
Hi, Daddy. A friend of mine has ghosts in their blood and they need to do cocaine about it. Can you help?
With the ghosts or the cocaine?
Yes.
How badly off is she?
I mean, she has most. Well, they have most control of their faculties. They, not she. Emphasis is nice. Get it right. We're not monsters.
All right, I will catch on eventually. So, are they a danger to you?
No, not yet.
Okay. Do you need me to send a car?
If you don't mind.
I'll send a car. Cousin Carmine owes me a favor, and
Oh God, not fucking Carmine.
hey, just because he's a Rossellini doesn't mean he's not good at what he does.
All right, but make sure I'll make sure that Emphasis takes a shower when they get home.
I'll try not to tell him you said that. Anyway,
No, you can tell him I said that.
how are things?
Oh, entertaining. I might need to go have a chat with Mrs. Iverson about one of her sons getting injured on the playground.
Do you have your ID? Can
I
you
do.
get into the compound?
I do.
Okay. In that case, I trust you. Just
I'll keep you posted.
do. We have some business to talk about later on. Come over for dinner. Bring your friends.
I'll see what I can do. All right, you take care.
Ciao.
Thank you, Daddy.
Ciao, babe.
There.
Is
No,
he
that's Enfys sorted.
is he actually your father?
No, we're not that kind of. We're not that kind of Hecata.
I I mean,
Do I look Italian? Don't answer that.
I would not dare to judge like that or presume
appreciate
your ethnicity.
I appreciate you. This is America after all. We're all mutts.
Basically. So he can help with.
Yes, yes, he can.
Is he
And if he can't help directly, he can get somebody in quickly to do so.
is he actually going to do it with cocaine?
I mean, the cocaine might just be for fun.
Oh, okay. How does that work exactly? That's not supposed to work.
You're right. That's not how it works. But don't tell Daddy. He hasn't figured it out yet. He's just normally that way. Or he has a really spectacular dealer. I'm not sure which.
Right, sure. You know what? I think I probably shouldn't even want to know. In fact, I don't
Yeah,
want to know.
it's honestly better if you don't.
Yep.
You
Okay.
look hungry.
I mean, like a little bit, yes.
Yeah, you are familiar with the ravages of the beast, Kathy. You can tell that there's something going on behind her eyes. Well, all the ones you can see.
Yeah, let's get you a bite.
Uh, uh, Jason, what time of night is this?
We're about 11 o'clock now.
Okay.
You guys started in the evening yesterday, and we're still in the same night.
Okay.
Took some time for you guys to take care of Silas, for you to investigate the Compass Rose. Spent a little time driving past the graffiti. No, it's about 11 o'clock right now.
Okay. how does that play with my little club for people who totally are into vampirism? Totally, for realsies.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's probably a thing you can. Well, there's one of two ways we can go about it. One, you can just say, "Hey, I visit my late night friends and I slake one hunger," right?
Okay.
Or you can actually try and find them and get more than one success and see if you can get down two, or otherwise get more from the experience.
So, when you say get more than one success, what would I be rolling? I would like to know what the likelihood of that is by looking at how many dice I'd have.
Absolutely. Let's see here.
Because I have no idea what one rolls to drink blood.
Well, it depends on your predator type.
Okay.
Tell the audience what your predator type is.
My predator type, which, boy, would it be useful if I could find it in the book to look it up, is a consensualist, which means that I do need to get consent from folks in order to uh, drink from them. Otherwise, bad things happen. Remember, I am the most humanist little vampire that humaned. Not really, but I'm trying real hard. So let's see. I'm trying to find the part of the book that actually will do that for me. And
Fortunately, I have come up
Poor
with that.
Kathy.
do you have page numbers?
I do. You
Please?
can find that on page 307 in your hymnal. And the answer is that your roll for that is going to be manipulation plus persuasion.
307. Predator pools. Okay. I see. Manipulation plus persuasion, you say. Do I have
I
any
do.
of that? I have manipulation. Persuasion is a skill. Okay.
It's an ability. They call
It's
them
an
all the
ability.
same thing in this one.
My persuasion has a specialty, and I don't remember what the hell I was thinking when
What
I
was your
picked
specialty?
it, but apparently it's victims.
That would be trying to persuade people to you bite them. So it probably applies.
Okay, great. So I have persuasion 2 with them being victims, I guess 3, and I have manipulation 2, so it would be 5 dice.
It would.
Okay. Is it a good chance to get more than one success on 5 dice, or a bad
I would say
chance?
it's a good chance to get one success for sure. Two successes, I mean, you're above 4 dice in the pool, so probably. And you could also spend willpower to re-roll, or you could. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to blood surge, but you could.
Okay, so if I want to do that, let's try that. Let's try that because I need
Okay,
to know how
sure.
it works.
Absolutely. So you're heading over to your college campus and trying to find your student group. Where do they usually hang out?
Uh, Probably somewhere, dark, where they can light fake LED candles and wear a lot of dark velvet as if it was the 90s. And,
Okay, I resemble that.
I mean, me too. It's not like I'm not describing what I did in my college campus. I'm just banking on Tufts having the
There are
same
some Gen Z
group.
who already do that, so yeah.
Yeah, right?
Fair enough. All right, so let's say that you head out to the campus, you find the uh, the student hangout, the coffee shop, the place where they all linger, and you go and you try and find some of your pals, or at least people who seem like they might be open to it, and you make your pitch.
Okay.
Uh, what what kind of thing do you say?
Okay, so this is the group of people who totally go around pretending like they're really vampires because
Mm-hmm.
vampires are so cool. Um, and probably, over time, I've also totally encouraged them to at least pretend bite each other. Mostly they hang out in the coffee house and give each other hickeys. Um, so so the pitch is like, hey, the equivalent of, not those actual words, hey, long time no see, let's do our usual group greeting of, you know being
Yep,
vampires and all.
absolutely.
as
Nice boots.
as as
So
as Kathy tries to not die of
actually,
embarrassment.
Kathy, are you tailing this?
am watching from the coffee. I'm watching from the late night coffee shop across the street and trying not to die of laughter.
Yes.
All right, you are keeping an eye out on Alexis, making sure that whatever trouble she gets into is trouble she can get out of. All right, let's make your play. Uh, Anna, I want you to do manipulation plus persuasion. Add 1 die for your specialty.
Okay.
But 3 of those dice should be hunger dice.
Yep. All right. Let's see. So we said that those were 2 plus 2 plus 1, so 5 dice, and
Mhm.
3 of them are going to be hunger dice because
You're hungry.
yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Roll.
That is 1 success.
Okay. Great. And I'm only able to re-roll 1 die, right?
Nope. You can spend a willpower to reroll up to. Actually, my apologies. Yes,
I can
in this
only
case, because
re-roll 1 die.
You can only reroll 1 die.
Okay, I'm gonna do it because what's the worst that can happen? Question mark.
Right. Oh, and before you do, I'm just going to take a little time to explain. At the end of last session, a couple of these guys were down some willpower, but at the start of the session, you recover an amount of superficial willpower equal to your resolve or your composure, whichever is higher. So they're all at full willpower at the start of the game.
Yes. All right. So I'm gonna roll 1 more die and hope.
Yep.
Yay!
2 successes. You know, I'll say that considering the preparation you've done, that will do it. Here is my question: How much blood do you want to take?
What are my choices?
Well, you can slake 1 hunger and do it relatively quickly.
Okay.
You can slake 2 hunger and take a while to do it. And this is basically the way to do it so that it is safe for the people you're feeding from. You could do it either faster or take more, although more is dangerous.
Am I able to take 1 from 2 separate people?
This is
That would be 2
a feeding
rolls.
scene. Yeah,
Okay.
it is considered. This is the feeding scene. You can take
Okay.
for as many people as you wish, but it's all basically slaking 1 or 2 hunger.
Okay. So when we say 2 and it takes more time, my main concern here is I don't want to take too much from any one person to damage them.
You can absolutely decide to do that. You don't have to take, but you can take from several people, and you'll have taken from several people, and that's fine. But you're not at risk of overfeeding from one person unless you want to do it fast or unless you want to actually do damage or anything, which I don't think you do.
I don't.
So, it's a question of whether or not you do this in the. Is this the half an hour or the let's do it for 2 hours and spread it out a little bit?
Not 2 hours, I don't think. But I don't know how long does drinking a dot of blood take?
Depends on whether you're doing it slowly or quickly. Quickly
Okay.
can sometimes do damage.
Okay, so let's forget quickly exists and only talk about slowly. When we say
Okay,
slowly, how slowly?
Well, like I said, slaking 1 hunger, probably a half an hour, 45 minutes. It's just you're taking it slowly so you don't do any damage. And since you're drinking for a lot of people, 2 points of hunger could be slaked in an hour and a half.
Okay. So an hour and a half of random nerd vampire hickey handshake necking. I guess. Yep. I guess it is.
That sounds good to me.
Okay.
You slake all but 1 hunger, so you can lower your hunger back down to 1.
Okay. This
time
sheet
passes. You guys basically hang around this coffee house until closing time. You have fed from many people. Are you doing anything afterward?
So I want to try to make them not super remember what I was doing.
Okay.
But there are many of them, so I don't know how many times I can do that.
Well, let me look as I pull that out.
At the same time, they've kind of been necking everybody, so they might just get it confused.
It's true.
It's true.
These guys are not your usual folk, so
Oh, they're not.
it
Okay.
is. I mean, it is easy enough. They are, they have been rather intentionally, brought under the pleasure of the kiss, and you could probably take care of it. It would take you not much longer to do all of them than it would to take one of them.
Okay. Uh, would I need
And
to
and
like?
and it doesn't cost any blood. This is just a thing you can do.
Oh, I don't think I knew that. Uh,
Yep. Cloud memory does not have a rouse check. You can just do it.
that's amazingly helpful. Okay, cool.
Yeah. It's meant. It is not meant. One of the things it's designed for is for covering up feeding, and it wouldn't make sense for you to have to spend blood to use the thing that covers up your feeding.
I mean, like that was my concern. Yes. I want to do that. I would like
Okay.
them to not have any clear memories of this nonsense.
Okay. So each of them in turn, you lock eyes with them, you whisper to them, forget, or this never happened, or I was never here, or, whatever it is you say, their eyes glaze over a little bit, and they go back to, studying or
Making out with
otherwise.
somebody else.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Do me a favor though. Give me a wits and awareness test.
Let me find where I have those. Let's see. Wits, I have 2. Awareness, I have 2.
And you can roll that with only 1 hunger die because
Yeah.
you just slaked that hunger.
Okay, so that's 4 dice, 3 normal, 1 special. 1 success.
1 success. Okay. Fair enough. You
Everything's
are
fine.
wait, everything's fine.
What am I? Okay, I guess I am not aware of anything. I am just not aware of anything.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Is this something that Kathy could potentially, spot from her perch?
Sure. For you, it's gonna be resolve plus awareness because you're like paying attention you're like scrutinizing the scene.
Okie dokie. And I believe I am at 2 hunger.
Yep.
So that'll be fun. Come on. Don't you fuck. No, man. 1 success? Maybe?
That was a skull on that song on hunger die, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. You scrutinize across the street. You focus on this scene. You see Alexis going from person to person, drinking subtly. I'm not certain if people see the actual dice on the screen. Do you have that as an overlay, Anna?
Yeah. Well, it's a source.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. So
It's fine.
So,
Selkie says we do see them.
oh, they do see them. Okay, good.
Okay.
Then I will.
Okay.
Then
But they see duplicates sometimes. I guess that might be just different people rolling at different times. Or we can check.
I am refreshing cache of page.
All right. Selkie says they see the dice roll and then sort of results, but it's my experience that we see doubles. Okay. Maybe it's going in 2 different places. We can fix that for later or another time. But yes, you watch as Alexis feeds gently, serially, and
Muffin.
something inside your beast says, we could have some of that.
We would break them. I'm not in a mood to break these babies just yet. Besides, Daddy invited us for dinner.
All right. But we should find someone soon.
I know.
All this blood flowing is making me But you wrestle with the voice in your head, your eyes clear. Nope, there's nothing to see. And Alexis has cleaned up herself. Fold, taken off the napkin and cleaned up the silverware.
Don't move. I'll go get you a towel.
All right. Fair enough. Alexis, you leave. Go back to Kathy in her car. It's about 12:30, maybe close to 1. What next?
What did we do with Cyrus? Silas? Cyrus?
Silas.
Silas, by the way.
Far as I know, you left him back at the Haven.
Which isn't very far.
No,
It's true.
yeah, that's true.
We're heading back now.
Okay.
He was definitely laid up a bit.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
true, he was. You stitched him back together, but he's still like kind of a hurting turtle.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't take very long to get back. When you arrive, there is a long black town car parked in front of your haven.
Mm-hmm.
There is a figure dressed in like a uniform, like a bellman or a livery. Not like an old medieval style, but kind of like this person works for a service of some kind.
A chauffeur.
Like that, yeah.
Totally like that.
Is this a recognizable individual in this livery?
He doesn't seem like someone you've seen before, but when you look at him, you can see certain livid spots, an unfocused expression. He moves and opens the passenger side door and looks at you with a sort of expectant but unspeaking gaze.
Is this your...
I'm about to find out.
Okay.
Who sent you, sir?
Ryan.
Oh, you're here to pick up Enfys. Okay. One moment.
Yes.
So I figure, because our lovely players could not join us, they probably were, at least for this point, potentially staying behind, so Silas wasn't completely left alone.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I presume that
that
unless
makes sense.
Natalie and Enfys are in the haven somewhere. Natalie is working on the next stage of her plan, and Enfys is probably writing something feverishly.
Okay.
Oh, Enfys is in the room with Natalie.
Okay.
At least she is. At least they are for now.
Okay.
All right.
Let's I guess get them and send them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
We've actually also been invited to dinner by Daddy.
uh,
Maybe we should probably also get a hold of this one's boss.
we
Looking over where Silas is currently seated or laid up or what have you.
yes, I think
Silas
that's
is laid out on something
like on a couch.
Waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
I would think that finding his boss with him in tow is probably more time sensitive than
Yeah.
anything else, except
All right,
potentially
let's.
finding where the dude who did this to him is. But that might not be as much our problem because it's in Cambridge.
That said, I know Natalie is working on that, and I know better than to interrupt
Yeah.
her when she's in the middle of a plan. Come on, Enfys, let's go. And ushers the sweet little possessed Malkavian to the car.
Um, Enfys is brought out. The chauffeur looks her up and down. Says, "Ma'am." Uh, Natalie gets them into the car, and with very little to do, they drive off, and we'll see
Mm-hmm.
Enfys
Mm-hmm.
next week.
Yes.
Yes. At which point, and before they drive off, tell Daddy I'll catch up with him later.
Yes.
All right, Silas,
Yeah.
how you feeling?
You mentioned there might be something to drink, and I could really use it if it's still available.
Yes, honey. Yes. At that point, um, Kathy offers her wrist.
Ah, good to know. All right. Just so to remind folks, feeding Vitae to a ghoul earns you a stain, forcing blood away from your body. It is unnatural for vampires to do that, at least a little bit, and so you can feel your beast clutching onto the Vitae. I need you to make a rouse check.
Alrighty. Do do do.
Do those of us
Here's
watching need to do anything, or it does not affect us?
Well, if you had not slaked your hunger, the sight of the blood would probably have encouraged your beast to actually do something about it. Maybe go seize the blood before this poor unfortunate drinks it. But you've slaked your hunger. You do not need to. Oh, someone has redeemed
Everybody
a note
hydrate.
Hydrate.
that says we have to drink a liquid.
It's actually a really good time to do hydrate. Props to our mod for that.
Yep.
I do in fact get hungry, which puts my hunger up to 3. This is gonna be fun.
Oh God. Hopefully we'll find some bad guys for you. All right.
All right.
All right.
Now.
All right, so you feed him. He laps the blood up, and uh, oh, he grimaces. There is something in it that doesn't agree with him, but he grits his teeth, and he waits for
Oh, that's
the
right.
the,
You're
the
picky.
um a little, um, but that's not it. There's there's something in that. Um, I don't know what it is, but it feels different somehow. Um,
Huh.
but thank you for it, and
It's not
I'll
what you're used to. I understand.
yeah, that must be it. Um, so you can those if you watch, and I imagine that Alexis does, as it's an area of
Mm-hmm.
interest. You can see some of the torn bits begin to creep back together,
Mm-hmm.
heal themselves over. It's gonna take some time for him to fully recover, but at the very least, he looks better than he did moments ago.
Okay. Yeah, she is absolutely going to watch, both because he's her patient, so professional curiosity, but also
Hmm.
he had a very weird reaction to the blood, and she is fairly curious what the heck does that,
Hmm.
and is now trying to decide whether she should be concerned that there's something in Kathy's blood, or be curious that he's somehow conditioned to, like, I don't know, not like other people's who are not his boss's blood or something. Um, I have absolutely no idea. out of character like what that is or what does that. So that's
Well,
where
you
Alexis
could.
is.
It might be a thing you investigate. Might be a thing you learn about. Something you might desire to do.
I
This
totally
this is
desire
in
to
fact
do that.
that is in fact a fuck around and find out kind of situation.
Yeah, that's not like anything I would have potentially already known or anything like that.
Well, it's a question. What do you think Alexis knows about ghouls generally?
I think she knows that they. So you feed your blood to a mortal, and there is. You need to do it more than once, and there's some chance that, eventually they become bound to you. She is familiar with that condition academically and has studied it. And has been told about it at great length by her sire early on in her being a vampire. Uh, as far as she knows, ghouls are generally speaking loyal to their masters and like them a lot, that sort of thing. But this guy is like mystically marked, and that can carry any number of weird with it because she's not familiar with that particular whatever that is. How one would even mystically mark somebody, because so for all she knows, when his boss said you are now mine, that carried this kind of side effect as well, but that's kind of where she's at about it.
And that seems about reasonable to know for somebody of your expertise. You probably haven't seen a lot of ghouls in violent situations because you have sort of kept yourself, one, away from violence, and two, kind of stayed in a sort of academic zone. That's kind of where
Mm-hmm.
you were looked to keep. Um, but you do know that one of the things that ghouls have is that they do heal more quickly than people do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, than unmarked people do, and you may have just seen evidence of that. They heal faster naturally, and when fed vitae,
Mm-hmm.
they can do it even faster. So,
Right.
um, yeah, so that is what you know about that.
Right.
Question: is the clan of the Prince of Boston a known thing?
Yes, yes. Hazel Iverson is a Ventru. She
Oh,
succeed. She
okay.
succeeds Quentin King, who was a Malkavian, with a number of very interesting
uh,
ideas about what was true and what wasn't.
do ghouls, I know that ghouls, when they become ghouls, can get some of the power of the blood of the person that they drank. Do they
It's
also
true
get the disad?
to a lesser extent. It
Okay.
takes a long time before you start manifesting a bane, right? Uh,
Right.
but the thing about the Venture is that their feeding restriction is only what kind of people they can feed from, and ghouls don't eat people.
That's weird.
I know, right? Ironically.
Hmm. Well, no, I mean, the fact that ghouls don't eat people is not the weird part.
Oh,
Uh, I mean, sure it
I
is,
mean,
but like, it would make sense for a Ventru's ghoul to like be picky about what kind of blood they drink, but if that only applies to people, then it's weird that he would be slightly picky about what kind of vampire blood he drinks.
it is weird, isn't it?
Yes. Okay.
I'm sure there's a reasonable explanation for it somewhere.
Mm,
Probably, breaking some sort of Geneva Convention somewhere because, well,
yeah,
we're fuck
well,
mothering vampires,
uh,
as my as a dear friend of mine in the La Sombra likes to say.
that's a phrase.
It is the La Sombra delightful.
That's also a phrase. I'm not sure I've ever met any, but okay.
Well, if time permits, I'm sure I can arrange an introduction. But for now, Silas, sweetie, you feeling better?
My insides have become more internal, yeah.
Good. Do you have a way to contact uh your regnant?
Regnant, that's a word I haven't heard in a while. Um,
That's what my daddy taught me.
um, so generally speaking, I I don't contact her directly. Usually she contacts me. But I can if you get me back across the river, I can wait where I'm supposed to be picked up. I'm a little late, but hopefully she won't be too mad.
Uh,
Well,
we
I think
probably
that can be.
need to go with you, dude, because we don't know what message you are bringing. So if
Mhm.
she wants to talk to us, perhaps we should talk to her? Is that a reasonable thing, or is that a terrible idea?
Um, she might be busy, but it's not. I mean,
I mean,
I don't know what was in the message, and she'll probably want she'll
okay,
probably want to deal with that with me. But yeah, yeah.
okay.
If you want to
We
drop
can
me off,
we can also
that would
drop
work.
you off, and I guess you can let her know that the message was lost, and if you find out what it was, text us.
Uh, I promise you, I won't be doing that.
Okay. I don't mean text us the message. I mean like text us to, I don't know, meet up again or something.
Okay,
I don't
okay,
I don't
okay,
I
I
don't
could
want
do
you
that.
to like go back and be like, "Okay, great. I have another parcel. Now I'm going to go get stabbed again." Like that
Do you think
seems
they'd stab you
silly.
twice?
I don't know because I don't know what was in that message or why they stabbed you in the first place. Right? I don't know if it was because the message was important. I don't know if it was because like they hate your boss and want to teach her a lesson, or hate us and want to teach us a lesson, or because like you looked at them funny. Right? We don't know.
I don't think I saw them at all, but yeah, not not long enough to remember. But yeah, sure.
Mm,
Let's take me back to my pickup spot, and we'll see what happens then.
Yeah.
okay. Let's go for a drive, I guess.
All right. Um, it's late. Getting back across the river to
Mhm.
Boston is not a hard thing to do. You're there
Mhm.
by, it's probably like 1:30 by the time you get there, 2 o'clock.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, he um says, he gives you directions. Eventually, you find yourself um near a statue downtown by um uh, Post Office Square, Water Street, some of the older, more colonial areas, some of the places that have been there a long time. And he waits, and time passes. Eventually, a car approaches, uh, and two two gentlemen get out, and they look at him, and then look at the two of you expectantly.
Does he look like he knows who they are and they are the people he was expecting?
Yeah, yeah, he
Okay.
does. These are not like, he recognizes them, but they look at him. He was supposed to be here. You guys are not people they recognize.
He was found roughed up in our part of town. We wanted to make sure he got home safe.
In the passenger side, the window rolls down. I'm sorry for any inconvenience. Um, I am not prepared for an audience tonight. Would you return him to me?
Of course, it's
Yeah, of
yours.
course.
Thank you.
You let us know when, and we'll be more than happy to talk. He wasn't able to pass on the message.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
It actually got taken from him from some folks who were running around Harvard.
That is very unfortunate. Enclosed in that was something of some value to
Mm,
both of you, I would think. I do hope you can find it again.
we have some people on it.
What was it?
It was a token, two, in fact. Um, and they were older than we had any way of really understanding. We wanted you to take a look at them, in addition to some
Mm,
other business. Um,
mm, gotcha.
Still, there is there is still time, at least a little bit. I do hope you get them back. And in the meanwhile, I'll take Silas home and see that he's taken care of.
Yeah, you might want to wash his mouth out with soap a little bit. I had to make sure he was topped up.
Did you?
He didn't particularly like it, but it means he's in one piece.
Hmm. I'll take him now. And with that, the two men approach and move to seize Silas.
Don't be too hard on him. He did his best.
They move him around to the other side of the car, put him in. I grant you safe passage back to the other side of the river, and I hope to speak to you soon.
Very well.
We aren't that hard to find.
All right.
And with that, uh, the window rises, the car drives off, and you are here in the city of Boston. It is the rain has stopped, and it's chilly but quiet. What would you like to do now?
Sanctimonious bitch.
I mean, yes, but let's get back to the other side of the river.
Yeah, I now I need a snack.
Oh,
Okay.
are you going to look here before you go, or are
Oh
you going?
no, no, I'm going back on the other side of the river
Okay.
because because if Kathy sticks around and feeds here, her hunger will be zero by the time she is done.
Ah,
For those of you at home who are unfamiliar, to bring your hunger down to zero, you have to kill someone.
Yeah, let's
the last drop.
not do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
Yeah. Nope, 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 nope,
All
nope,
right.
nope.
So
As they
time
head back to the
passes.
other side of the
Time
river.
passes across the Lenny-Zakim Bridge. You head over to this spot, and soon you are back in, if not personal territories, at least neutral ones. It's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning now. Where are you going to feed?
Well, the bars are starting to let out. People are, heading to, various late night spots where America goes to sober up. Um, I will specifically say that Kathy was driving, at peak mass hole due
Mm-hmm.
to that hunger three. Um,
Do you want to try and get there faster?
sure, why the fuck not?
Oh
Give me
God.
your give me your Dex and Drive.
Oh God.
Will do. All right. This is gonna be hilarious. Di- my dice pool is 4. 3 of them are hunger die.
Oh God.
It's gonna be great. All right. Give me that good messy critical. Come on.
Uh, you have
Nope. Just two
Two
successes.
successes. Yeah.
No trouble. No one has made trouble for you. You just do it.
Mm-hmm.
And with two successes, it's enough to cut your time by about like three quarters. So you get back like closer to 2:30 than to three. So there are still some people in the bars as they're letting out.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of bar do you go to?
I look for the ones where they're not as careful about cutting people off as far as their alcohol content. It feels like they're doing too much because usually the drunker people get, the more belligerent they get, and the more chances that they take the first swing.
Sure. Okay.
Besides,
Towny
Kathy
bar or
needs to be a
college
little
bar?
drunk to
Towny bar or college bar?
towny. College
Okay.
people are college boys aren't that gross yet. What?
Fair
Am
enough.
I wrong?
You are.
No.
Give me yes coordinates of the lie.
Comment not. Anyway, so
Mm.
you go to a what is charitably called a dive. You can see a bunch of older.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, old is relative when you are able to live forever, but you see a bunch of older people uh, uh, closing out the last of the tabs. There are
Mm-hmm.
some people who are drinking in silence, some people who are laughing too loudly, but you know, there are people remaining as
Mm-hmm.
last call is called. Uh, what's your plan?
Well, last call is being called, so I think I'm gonna try and get a couple of these dudes to fight over buying me a drink.
Interesting. Uh, are you using any supernatural power to do that, or just your natural charms?
Just my natural charms.
Okay. In that
Because
case,
social disciplines, what are those?
I mean, you get, yeah, gotcha. So I'm gonna go and say that what this is a manipulation plus persuasion check.
I'm good at that.
Yep, you are.
Charms and chest, indeed. Hold on, let me do there. And I do not have any particular specialties that I could potentially leverage here, so let's just see how this goes.
I see
Five.
five
Five
successes.
successes.
That is a critical. That is that is a actually
No.
it's not a critical. It's just a win. It's just five successes.
Yeah.
There's no pairs.
Yep.
So, um, okay, five successes. Um, you you get the crowd going.
Mhm.
There are some people who are um they are animated and loud and you know how how animated do you want them to be? You've had five successes. What's your perfect result?
My perfect result is two of them getting rowdy enough. They start, pushing and shoving at each other. So they say, "Go take this outside," and then and then I go, "Oh no, please stop!" and follow them into wherever they're fighting, and then
All right,
knock their heads together
what you
and
want is a
nod.
rolling brawl, and that is okay.
Yes, I
We've got
do.
we've got one of those. We have a rolling brawl. There are two guys who are shoving each other. Uh, one of them, it's the it's not raining anymore, but the cobbles are still slick enough that like, one of them like trips and like slides and like lands on his tailbone. Yeah, they are fighting each other. Their blood is hot. This is probably choleric if you had to guess, but um, you have access to them as they like tumble down like the side streets. You got a little time before the cops are called. I mean, the cops are probably like not too far, but like you've got it. But what do you do next?
Well, in an attempt to break them up and
Mm-hmm.
get caught in the fight myself,
Yep.
I get a little nom nom.
All right. Let's go and see how that works. I'm gonna say this is strength and subterfuge.
Sure. My feeding roll is strength plus brawl. For
This
the
is true,
alley
but the thing
cat
is,
predator
our thing
thing.
is it's
Yeah.
true, but that's for when you're alley catting. In this case, you're like you're not fighting these guys yourself. You're trying to get into the fight and trying to get to make yourself in, unless you're actually like going to take a swing at them.
Uh, getting into the fight and then defending myself because clearly they threw the first punch.
Absolutely.
Okay.
All right. So
All
you're
right,
like
so-
actually like going to start like fighting among the people.
Or grappling one of them to attempt to break it up.
I see. Okay, that's a different. That's a different kind of thing. In that case, if you're going for an actual grapple, then give me your strength and brawl.
Yes, indeedy. All right. That is 10. Okay. Yep. Fun. Fun. Grappling spec.
It is relevant, sure.
Alrighty.
Don't forget your hunger dice.
Yep.
All right, I see one success and one possible bestial. Let's see how they do.
That was a terrifying noise. Yep, that's the one.
These guys are not trained combatants. One success. All right, it's a
Nom, nom, nom.
tie. You don't. No, nobody actually hurts each other real bad. You've got like a grip on them, but it's not super tight. But you definitely have your hand on them. Do you want to try and feed?
Yes. Nom nom
Fair
nom.
enough. Okay. How much do you want to take?
Well, if I'm taken from both of them, I want to get myself down to hunger one.
Now
I'm
you
at 3
can't.
right now.
The thing is, you can't feed. You cannot feed in a gentle manner. You have to take. They're your clan.
Oh
name
yeah, I'm
means
aware.
that- Okay.
I'm aware.
So no matter what you do, you're going to cause some measure of damage.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They clearly just beat each other up and they just got to biting.
It's-
That's
it-
clearly what happened
It's
here.
it's okay if she breaks up the fight,
There's
I can
blood on him anyway.
be clearly giving some first aid.
Okay. How much are you taking?
I'm going for that too to get myself down to hunger one.
All right. When you sink your fangs in, the alleyway is pierced with a shriek, like someone has jabbed him with like a hot poker, or like something is like eating away at him as you pull the vitae out of him. The other guy is like, "Oh my, Frank, what's happening? What's going on?" He's
Yeah.
all right. You pull and pull and pull, and then Frank is also not Frank is like I mean, his cries are muffled a little bit, but he is making a scene. And when you get the other one, he is also like, he doesn't take it any better. He's also howling. They curse, they cry, and they're like, "What the fuck is going on? What the fuck are you? You
And I bashed their heads together.
give me another strength and brawl."
Yep. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Because that's down to hunger one now.
Mm. Two successes.
2 successes. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to reroll any of those blanks?
Sure, why not? Spend a willpower.
Yep.
One more.
3 successes. Let's see what happens here. Oh, sorry. We clear the deck.
Looks like
Yep.
you got
Looks like
one.
looks like I got one. Okay. So yeah, you deal them some measure of you bang their heads together and they slip and fall and land on the street. One of them is bleeding from the back of the head. Uh, the patrons of the bar are kind of staring as they move outside. The bartender, the bouncer, they're a little concerned.
I would like to rush in concernedly and offer some first aid assistance. Because,
That fight got really bad.
Oh, let me check
Oh,
them
no,
out.
They started throwing each other at walls. It's so scary.
Sir, I am trained as a first aider, good Samaritan. I can help. I say the phrase that was in the Red Cross book, and go and apply some medicine with no magic.
Fair enough. Renee, I'd like you to for Kathy to give me a manipulation and subterfuge.
I can do that.
Yep, the difficulty is going to be 3 because they've seen and heard something that is unusual.
Well, looks like somebody else is rolling something first, so I'll let that clear.
Somebody is? I don't think so.
Or maybe it was just my browser catching up because it's super slow with this die roller.
Right. Yeah, no. Jason last rolled, and then it seems to be okay.
All right. So that is.
That is 1 success.
That is taking forever for my die roller to actually resolve that. So you see it far earlier than I do.
See, I think you have 2 you can reroll.
Yes, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do that.
And I'm going to go.
You could also make a rouse check and see if you want to add 2 extra dice.
No, wait. Okay, I'm going to have to roll again because I only got 1 that time. 1 second. All right, there's 1 more to add.
Okay, that's 2 successes.
Come on. Be nice to Mama. No!
Still at 2. So I will put the following out. First, we've got you could blood surge and add 2 more dice to this roll, or you could take success at a cost.
Success at a cost is fine.
Okay. Success at a cost.
Jason, does assisting another at all exist in this system? Like, does me
It does. If you've, I believe I'm gonna have to look at it, but I believe it's an extra die to your pool. But I'm going to check on that during the break.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether, like, me running in, going like, "Oh no, this fight was terrible. I wanted to give first aid."
I thought you were actually using that as cover for something else. But
no, not at all. Not at all. I'm going to use first aid.
Sure. Absolutely. In that case, add an success at a cost. You have convinced them that you had nothing to do about that. That was completely not your fault. And they believe you Um, but there is something odd about it. And although you do get away without having having raised any trouble, um, they will remember what happened here tonight, and that is the cost.
Okay.
Okay,
So remember that dudes had a fight and started screaming a little bit more than they should have.
it's
Got it.
true.
And
Yep,
and
they
some
will
lady
remember.
came and participated.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Tried to break it up, but then who knows what happened? It
exactly.
all
Absolutely.
became such a
Who
blur.
who knows what happened? It's completely. It's one of those stories that, like, they'll remember when they come home. Hey, do you remember that time there was this fight that got out of hand over at McSorley's, and the guy started screaming bloody murder? Yeah, that was weird, wasn't it? But you slake your hunger, and
And Kathy heads back to her car,
yeah,
Uh,
waving Alexis to come.
well, Alexis is going to actually attempt to patch these guys up because
sure. Give
she's
me a
Alexis.
wits and medicine.
Okay, this is not diagnosis, correct?
Correct. You
Okay,
know what
great.
happens here. You've already you can diagnose it immediately. Somebody got their head
Hmm.
kicked in, and or was
Yeah.
actually, as you look
Has
at the
lost some
wounds.
blood.
Well, actually, it's worse than that because your bite does damage. As you look at the bite marks, like, normally, as your sire taught you, you
Hmm.
uh you can, once you feed from someone, you can sort of use a little bit of your blood to like a fraction of it, a fragment of it, to
Hmm.
like heal the wound closed. You can just use your with a little kiss or a lick. These wounds are angry. Like, it looks like not quite infected, but definitely like, yeah, those are angry wounds.
Right. You
I
know,
mean, they might not necessarily look like bite wounds, but it definitely hurt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have a lot of dice for my medicine roll, but because wits was not something I put any points in. Uh, but
Well, I mean, if you want to stick around for a while, you can shift that to like an intelligence or a resolve roll. Wits is basically doing it quick.
right. Uh, so I have one success. I don't know if that's any use at all, and I don't know what you mean by stick around for a while. Like hours? No.
No, no, no. This is basically the if right now Kathy is about to get into the car and drive off. If you stay for enough time to actually patch them up,
Uh,
it'll take longer than that.
like 15 minutes or like a 45 minutes?
More like 30.
I will stay for 30.
Okay.
These are mortals and they're injured, and like
It's
I'm not gonna
it's true
just
they are.
walk away.
All right. Cool. Uh
I did.
Kathy's in the car, waiting for Alexis, and goes, "Oh God, walk it off." Yep. Mm.
So I did get one success on that wits plus medicine, for whatever that's worth. Um, but yeah. Okay.
cool. All right. Sorry. Cool. Let me check on this. What was your total for your wits and medicine?
So I got one success on my
Right.
wits and medicine.
Okay. Uh, do you want to do anything to make that more? Do you want to try to surge your blood? Do you want to
No, I
try
would like to
to
take the longer time so that I can use my intelligence, which is
ah,
4 and not
fair
2.
enough. No, that makes sense. All right, int and medicine, and do the longer roll.
Okay. Do you want me to re-roll completely or just add 2 extra dice, which is the difference between the.
Reroll completely, please.
Okay. All right. So that would be 4 plus 1 is 5. So 4 normal dice and 1 hunger die. Two successes. Ugh. Okay. These I can re-roll 2 of them, like usefully, and I think I will. I will spend
Sounds good.
willpower and
Mhm.
re-roll 2 of my normal dice. Please, dice, please. One more success. So 3 successes.
In the meantime, Kathy's gonna circle the block in increasing radii, waiting for Alexis specifically to not stick around at the scene of the crime too long.
Nope, makes sense. You drive around. You as you drive around the neighborhood in increasing circles, you see some instances, some more of those. Right, cool. More of those unusual graffiti marks, the ones you told Natalie about.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep. You can
Well,
see that.
if I'm in a spot where I've got time to kill, I'll take a couple photos.
Easy enough. You take some time. Anna, what did Alexis get as their final?
3 successes total.
That's enough. Those wounds are gonna be, those wounds are nasty, but like you've managed to patch them up. You've got your personal first aid kit.
Yep.
They're gonna feel it for a while, but as far as the actual like damage from being bounced around on the street, that you've probably taken care of. Some Tylenol will take care of that in the morning.
Yep. Okay. Does it look like somebody bothered to call, somebody for these guys, or just the cops?
Looks like just the cops.
Okay.
It is nearly 3:30 in the morning, and
yeah.
if it's the no, it's like nobody's gonna call an ambulance for these guys.
Yep. And they probably don't need it. I'm gonna like, they're patched up. I like literally like just stick some of the like little single use things of Tylenol into one of their hands. They can take that when they have a nap, and then I'm going to go find Kathy.
All right.
Kathy pulls around that corner relatively quickly and says,
Yeah, I get in.
Yep. And you head back toward the Haven. And I think this is a good time for us to take a break.
Yes. Let's do that. I will put us into our BRB screen, which will hopefully play some music for our friends. And for folks who are not subscribed, I'm going to play an ad, but don't worry, you're not going to miss anything. We'll be back in 5 minutes, 10 minutes. How long, Jason?
Let's say 10 minutes, 13 minutes. I want to wait for I figure once we have a chance for Jillian to transition in.
Okay, let me click the appropriate button.
just make some adjustments here
Hopefully
so you can actually see
we
the highlight better.
hopefully we have sounds, and let me remove the book blocking Jillian, and also see if I can um, why am I not able, there we go. I'm like, why am I not able to like make Jillian more visible? Let's see if I can make Jillian more visible.
Natural obfuscate?
I mean,
But you're so pretty. Why would we want to hide
But
you?
you're so pretty. No, you.
do do do. Okay. Selkie, you've got sound from me. Are you getting sound from Jillian and other people when they talk?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello.
Okay, they can hear Renee
You.
and Jillian, so excellent.
Mic check.
Yay!
1 2 1 2. Are we back?
Damn it, Jason.
I believe we are. Excellent. We are back.
Yay!
Fantastic. All right, welcome back. We have made it our way, and Jillian,
Make it away.
who plays Jillian, who plays Natalie, has come in for the back half of the session. When last we left, Alexis and Kathy had come back to the Haven after various adventures and misadventures feeding. Before that, um, Brian
And also
Milliner.
dropping off Silas at school.
Right.
Brian Milliner had sent a car to fetch Enfys to bring her somewhere where Carmine Rossellini could attend to the unfortunate spiritual malady she was engaged. They were engaged with, and having given Silas some of her vitae, Kathy got him in a condition where they could take him back across the river to where he was to be picked up by his handler, a woman who did not reveal her face but gave some information to the two present members of the coterie.
I believe
Meanwhile,
she was known as Sanctimonious Bitch.
I'd say can neither confirm nor deny, but can confirm. But still,
Can confirm.
all right. So during the last several hours, Natalie has been at the Haven, or at least that's what I thought she was doing. What were you up to?
Well, I had thought that Natalie went as emotional and mental support for Invis. Is that something?
It is certainly a thing that you could have. It's certainly, is that a? It's the question is like we've sent Enfys off to somewhere else where she can where they can come back next week. You can have brought her to the limo, but if you, what's a good reason why you would stay behind?
You
Okay.
do have that plan you're working on.
Yeah,
I know.
that ribbon you
I-
got to try again and all that eventually.
I do have a ritual that I was working on.
That's true.
I could also have been out doing investigating a thing
It's true.
like
Which
the
of those things?
mermaids on the Charles River.
The mermaids?
Mhm.
Okay, that's a
There
thing you
were-
could investigate.
Did you know that there are mermaids in the Charles?
I hadn't heard. Tell me about it.
So lots of people. They're usually around 18 to 25 on Friday or Saturday nights. It's a weird pattern, but we'll go with it. They have reported to see people in the Charles River at all times of the year, and they are swimming. And most of the, especially when it's icy, and most of them are naked. So we had to go check this out and do our own little investigation. We had one of the connectors who has a little like our like remote controlled sub
Mm-hmm.
which is basically a GoPro, which we mounted on a little RC boat and we just sort of piled it around. And we might have saw a blob, and we're gonna take that blob and we're gonna ride it to the moon.
And that's how you spent your night?
Mhm.
Okay. Um, Give me a charisma plus performance.
Hell yeah, I will definitely do this thing. Pull up that character sheet, that beautiful beam footage. Come on, work, dumb computer. Too much
Don't
sitting.
say that. When you say
Too
that,
many sit.
they do bad
I
things.
I know. Well, I've been putting it through its paces. So much Sims 4. Okay, charisma plus performance.
New packs will do that. I mean, what?
Let's see. Oh shit, the roll room. I didn't put up the roll room before I got here. I'm horrible. Um, can someone link the roll room for me?
Sure can.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
That's
Nope,
okay.
it's
am-
okay. We are. It's been there's been some technical difficulties during
I
the
am
course of
vastly
this game.
unprepared.
It's
Vastly
okay. It's okay.
unprepared.
This session has had its share of ups and downs, but we are here and enjoying ourselves, and hopefully our audience is enjoying ourselves too. I've dropped it in a place where you can see it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Here I am. Pop. All right. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
Hey, do that vampire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot do.
Y- Four
Uh,
successes.
Looks to me like a 4.
Mhm.
4 successes.
It sounds good to me.
Okie doke. So what we've got is you have managed to capture some good some good audio. You have made a quality podcast out of this. Uh, you're not certain if there's anything actionable on the video, but you are definitely sure that you have some good content that you can share, and that keeps you out surprisingly late. Uh, After you are done with this, people unless you have anything else for your crew, they head back home to their beds, and you head back to the
I
chantry.
don't
Is
want to.
that the haven?
Yeah, I don't want to keep them out late. That's for later.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's head back to the Haven and see what my homies have been up to. Do we
Fair
say
enough.
homies anymore, or am I
No,
just old?
no. I don't think we ever did say that. Other people said it.
It doesn't take long, but you've been out pretty late. It's about 4 in the morning when you return. Uh, Kathy and Alexis are still up, having returned from their adventures. Uh, you hear the door click as Natalie enters. What do you guys do?
Alexis, I keep telling you, you don't have to heal the puppy every time it gets kicked, especially if I'm the one that's doing the kicking.
You
I
kicked
don't
the puppy?
do it
Not literally.
when you go
Oh.
deal with the bad people, but these guys were just there. I
And they were dumb enough to fall for the whole "who's gonna buy me a drink" fight.
Yeah, but that doesn't make them bad people. And frankly, you know what? Someone needs to patch them up, and I can't just walk away when somebody's hurt like that. It just you gotta have some compassion for these folks, some empathy, or at least I do. So it's a thing. I try.
We'll get that a little bit more selective with time. Hi, Natalie.
Hi, confusions.
What?
What
What?
what happened while I was gone?
So we got Silas patched up. He is now back with his people.
Cool.
And Alexis and I needed to get a bite to eat.
Okay. Grok.
Hmm. How about you?
Oh, I went looking for mermaids in the Charles.
Did you
We can.
Oh,
find any?
Oh, absolutely. We heard them singing.
Are you sure it wasn't like Harvard students or MIT students on acid?
Alexis,
Do the
we
kids
heard them
do
singing.
acid anymore? Did you do the acid too?
Might have.
Hmm.
But
nothing wrong with that. Just that there's a time and a place.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. Heard mermaids. Yeah. Got some really quality audio. I'm gonna the the podcast. The podcast is gonna be sweet. But anyway. The guy. Do you
Yeah,
want
the
us to look for
guy.
the guy? Do you want us to look for the guy?
Yeah, I know
yeah.
you were working on a plan for that when Emphasis Ride showed up. So what you
I
got for us?
was. I was. Well, I'm gonna do that thingy again. I'm gonna do my trick.
Okay.
Okay,
Um,
good to know.
Hopefully you'll go
is
better this time.
no, maybe I wasn't concentrating enough at the maybe the stars were not in the right alignment, and I wasn't maybe I was a little too hyped up. Now I feel like really clear, like I put in a good night's work, and I'm kind of focused about it. So
Mhm.
all
Yeah,
right,
I also know that you
yeah,
were really excited about that mermaid thing because I know you had that planned.
Hmm.
I kind of forgot about the guy because I mean being with the peeps, it's always fun.
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay,
bless your heart.
um, I know what that means.
Okay, so you're gonna give it another try to illuminate the trail
Yep,
of prey. Okay,
I
first.
certainly am.
Okay, first, rouse check.
Nah. One hunger die pass fail, yes.
Yes,
Oh, Jason, Jillian also got some willpower back, right?
it's true she did.
Oh,
Did you
fail.
succeed?
Hungry?
No.
No, fail.
Ah, fail. In that case, you do in fact get a little hungrier.
Yeah.
Did you spend any? Oh, that's right. What is your resolve and your composure? Sorry, this is
Currently it is 4.
four. Okay,
Yeah.
that is which is that resolve or composure?
My resolve is 3, composure's 1.
Fair enough. Regain 3 temporary willpower, and you have gone still.
Hmm.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Uh, as we covered at the beginning of the thing, at the beginning of the show, at the start of the session, you gain back your spent willpower equal to your resolve or your composure, whichever is larger. So you get 3 willpower back.
Cool. All right.
Yep.
All right.
So
Very cool.
you get a little hungrier. Now
Mhm.
you've got to try and cast the ritual.
All right. Once again, she pulls out a length of white ribbon
Mhm.
and that little sharpened letter opener.
Mhm.
Does the palm thing,
Mhm.
wraps the ribbon around her hand while chanting in a sort of magical glossolalia that a lot of New Agers, at least when I was a kid so long ago, used to do, and then just very slowly just pulls the ribbon through, and then concentrating really hard on that brief shadow she saw running, like hopping roofs towards Cambridge, she attempts to light the ribbon on fire.
Absolutely. This is going to be an intelligence plus occult. Do you want to use a blood surge to try and add 2 extra dice, or is you're going to roll it as you stand?
I'm gonna try and roll it as I stand. It's a pretty good roll. I just, well, it's enough. Okay. It is uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis.
You too do that. Value.
2,
Anyway, now
Ah.
3,
I know that you got
4.
I know that you got hungrier. Why is there only 1 hunger die in your pool?
Oh, well, because I'm an idiot. That's why. Do you want me to roll again, or?
I do. I do.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. You got it. Well, that was much crap.
I mean, 3, which is not as
Three
good as
is
4.
three is enough.
Woohoo!
That 3 is the difficulty on this roll, and 3 is what you got. Okay, so you complete the ritual. The ribbon burns to ash, and you
Oh, hey,
there is a momentary um, the smell of smoke and incense fills your nostrils, and you have you have the feeling that something has changed. Now you've got to go to the place, but you only have a couple of hours before dawn.
Well, I got it. But
Let's book it quickly.
let's move.
let's go.
Go, 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 go. Y'all are paying for my fucking gas.
All right,
Yeah.
you guys bolt. You hop in the vehicle and you head back toward the compass rose. You debark. Julie, give me an intelligence plus survival, please.
Sure will.
Better her than me rolling this one, folks.
Did I remember to buy survival? Sure didn't.
You can also use a blood surge to add more dice to your pool.
You know what? I'll take what I got. I'll take that.
3 successes?
That looks, yeah. That looks.
Okay, sure. All right, you've got 3 successes on this one. You return to the compass rose, and you can see, like chalk on the sidewalk, the trail as it leads away from the square. You're still. Oh, there you go. You're back again. You can follow it in the way that you saw them go. It leads you to a subway grate, rather a subway station with a gate that is locked.
Is it locked
And she
because it's
points.
time of day or what?
Kind-
It is locked because it's time
Okay.
of day.
She points, much like an American short hair. She goes, there. We gotta go through there. We gotta go through the locked door. Does anybody know how to pick locks? Oh wait, I do. Sorry. Yeah, magic brain. Sorry. Hold on a minute. Watch my back.
Okay.
All right. She goes up and she kind of like looks over both shoulders.
Don't worry, this is not the most illegal thing I've done tonight, so you're fine.
She takes out basically it's like a little
If the guy took the subway, like, do we know where he went, or are we gonna follow how does your thing work?
Well,
No,
it's
that
a
was nobody who
trail.
took the subway. This is the T. This is a different guy.
This is a trail.
Right.
So I have to follow the trail.
Okay.
It's not like I know where the trail is going. It's just like sort of like I'm a bloodhound
Okay.
and
So
I'm following the magic trail.
okay. So we're gonna
of where they went.
run along the subway tracks. It'll be great. Okay.
I was just gonna wait for the train.
It's not running at this time of day. That's why it's locked. That's why I was asking.
Oh, that's right. I'm not in New York.
Uh-huh.
Anywho, so she kind of takes out, and she just sort of. Sorry, Bostonians. I'm sorry.
No, I mean our public transit is terrible, and we are aware. It's okay.
She
And
takes
yet,
out,
better than like 90% of cities.
I know.
That
It could be
doesn't
worse.
make
It could be
better.
Oakland.
My
Mm.
city, nothing. Anyway, so she takes out her little covert companion. Thank you, lockpicking lawyer. She flips out her lockpicks and she's going at it.
Fair enough. Dexterity plus larceny.
Woohoo! I do a special.
Come back.
Jelly, you're freezing. We're losing you. Now you're back, maybe. Sort of back.
Yep. I have a specialty in B&E. Does that give me anything?
It does add an extra die to your pool. This is absolutely breaking
Hot
and
damn.
or entering.
Right. Woo!
What do you
Yay.
got?
Looks like 4.
4 successes.
Hot.
Nice. All right. You deftly pop the lock and lift the grate. You head down into you make your way through the the um the grate, down through the closed escalator, uh past the uh the turnstiles, um and you get as far as the tracks. And yes, this person clearly walked their way down the railroad track, heading toward Cambridge.
They went that away.
Great. Let's.
They 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 walked. Oh, they weren't even civilized about it.
Would you
Oh,
would you know if they took the train? Like it would just if you're following the scent, wouldn't it just still go down the same way?
There's really no way to tell exactly
Yeah.
how they traversed it, but they definitely did go this way.
Let's follow it. Don't touch the other
the
rail.
third rail.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a cousin that peed on it once.
Yeah, don't
Not
do that.
funny.
All right. Okay.
Renee, you're muted.
You have
I know.
Okay.
you have taken some time. It is by the time you emerge in the pit in Harvard Square, you have you've traced the path. They end up going to a yes, they have not yet leveled the pit.
Okay.
It is they plan to, but they have not actually leveled it yet.
Okay.
You emerge in Harvard Square. It is approximately 4:30,
What
4:45.
what time is sunrise these days?
Probably about an hour from
Soon.
now. Probably about an hour. Actually, probably like an hour and a half from now. You are in the square. You find yourself.
Hour and a half.
Yep.
I just looked.
Yep. Cool. You find yourself in Cambridge. The trail heads further, closer to you find that it goes as far as one of the side alleys between a couple of the buildings, and then it dissipates.
I was supposed to do that.
Mhm.
Can I like look for jinkies, clues, something?
Sure. What kind of clues you looking for?
Okay, this could mean 2 things. One, that the person died right here, or that they went into another plane of existence.
Or they flew away, or they went up. I don't.
But if they went up, I would know
Mm.
because the trail would go up.
Anything weird or unusual or something like that. I don't. You know, I don't know what I'm looking for. If I knew, I'd know what it was.
What if they went down?
She would know.
feel like
There'd
they'd
be a
go down.
sewer grate or something.
Hmm.
Jason,
Yes.
I would like to either like insight or investigate the area to see if I find anything
Sure.
odd, weird, different.
Yep. No worries. Give me an investigation and intelligence.
Ooh,
You've got some time.
I have 4 plus 3. That's 7. I have 7 dice of that.
Nice.
Yes.
While
And-
Alexis is investigating, does anyone have anything else they'd like to do?
I'm actually going to text Enfys to make sure that they're okay. and that Carmine hasn't done anything untoward. Hey, Enfys, are you okay?
3, 4, 5 successes.
Did Carmine get handsy?
Oh,
But I know I know Carmine.
Gross. 5 successes.
Not like that.
5 successes. Interesting. You find you find yourself looking around. And there is near one of the storefronts a residue of actual chalk dust. Has been washed away by the rain.
Natalie,
mm.
I found some chalk
Ooh.
dust. I pointed out.
Ooh. She scampers over there. She kind of gets down. She looks at. She's like, "Yeah, that's chalk dust." And then she kind of scours her brain for, you know, anything in her ken that would involve a gateway and chalk dust. But all she's thinking of right now is the movie Beetlejuice.
All
First
Alexis is
problem.
thinking of is Neverwhere. Do I know of any occulty nonsense that would be like, I don't want people to track me, so I'm going to, draw chalk doors on these walls or whatever?
I don't think it's something that is within your ken, but
Yeah.
I'll certainly let you roll it.
Sure.
Investigate. I'd go intelligence plus occult.
Okay, that is only 6 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and one of these. Roll. 3 successes.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Lorch does not get handsy. He's Daddy's driver you're thinking about. Enfys got some things mixed up.
Well,
Mm.
They're okay. Weird but chill.
Nope. Yep. This is where the trail ends. You found the chalk dust.
I mean, we don't really use chalk for much. I mean, okay, not for any sort of like official uses. There's a lot of magical use. I mean, just like a lot of low magical uses for chalk. But
we probably need to head home.
Yeah.
And come back tomorrow.
But this is as far as I'm gonna get via magic.
Great.
Yes,
I'm
but the sky
sorry.
is starting to get light.
Yeah.
I know. No, I know.
Magic or suntan, pick one.
Magic every time.
Yeah, let's go home and we'll come back tomorrow.
We at least know where we're going this time.
Yep.
We can probably also ask around to see who else hangs out in this area, at least around with our people. Oh, I got some pictures of that graffiti, by the way.
We should.
Ooh, thank you.
Yeah, I wanna take a look at that.
Yeah.
What's the quickest way to get home from here? Because we didn't drive because we walked the subway.
I'm gonna call a lift.
Okay.
Also an option.
Okay. Yeah.
No.
Tip.
And as she's dialing, she's also talking out loud as she's typing to Enfys. No, not the new Coke.
What?
Not sure why Daddy mends solution, but it works.
The new Coke? Wasn't it really bad and they discontinued it?
Yes,
Okay.
but that wasn't the kind of Coke we were talking about.
Wait, there's a new kind of that Coke too? I am
No.
so out of it.
No,
Nobody tells me anything, and that's probably for the best.
right. No, be nice. Be nice to the Uber driver. They're probably a little freaked out by picking up three ladies at 5 a.m. anyway,
I mean, yes, tip well, it's late.
or early.
Mm,
Do you want me to Venmo you? Oh, like split it or
It's
yeah.
fine.
something?
Well,
Okay. Thank you.
Jason, do
All
we
right.
uneventfully get back?
Far as I can tell, you do.
Hmm.
Um, let's put a pin in that for a minute. As you guys head back to your haven, the sky gets light, and you find yourselves pulled toward uh, the the heaviness of the day sleep of slumber. But Alexis, you
Yes.
have not my apologies, not Alexis, Kathy.
No.
You have a stain on your soul that we must address.
We do, in fact.
Oh.
Mhm. So, um, how much your humanity is 6 and you have one
Yes,
stain, is that correct?
that is correct.
Okay. So I need you to roll 3 dice.
Okay, and there's no hunger dice included in that, correct?
Correct.
No, come on. One moment.
No successes, looks like.
No successes.
Okay,
Okay.
you see that sooner than I do because mine, your dice are still rolling.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's why I mentioned it, because I figured,
Yep.
yeah.
Fair enough. You have you. We'll settle that.
Okay.
Um, you have a moment of quiet as you fall towards slumber. You um manage to satisfy your needs, help your friends, and take care of business in a way that was efficient. You feel pretty good about yourself. You have you're pretty good as a vampire, but something nags at you. Something that maybe you might have felt bad about some time ago.
I should have been nicer to Carmine.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't want to think about it too hard.
Yeah, fair enough. So, we will
Oops.
say that you all, yep, you will take a deep sleep and
Honk snoo.
honk snoo. All right. So, uh, Kathy slips to humanity 5.
Hmm.
We don't crack for that.
So, Jason,
Expect more of that coming in the
what
future.
was the
Just saying.
mechanics that was happening there?
Sure. What we have there is the degeneration roll, the humanity test.
Okay.
As vampires persist in their nights, they engage in activities that uh, stain their souls.
Okay.
This can be things that break the chronicle tenets. These can be the use of uh, unnatural powers. It can be something that simply the costs you pay for success. Um, when that happens, you roll. When that happens, you get stains on your humanity track. If you have a conviction that ameliorates that kind of thing, then you roll one fewer die. You have one fewer stain.
Mm,
Um,
okay.
but once you have decide once you get to a stopping point, we test and we see whether or not you feel bad about what you've done. The remorse test to see whether you hold on to your humanity or you slip. And Kathy has slipped.
So, what determines the number of dice? So, she was rolling 3 dice.
Yep, it is your humanity
Okay.
minus the number. It's the 10 minus your humanity minus the number of
Stains.
stains you have.
Okay, so 10 minus 6 minus 1.
Yep.
And then, how do the convictions play into it again?
If you have a relevant conviction when you violated your tenet, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was not gotten through violating a tenet. This was simply
Oh,
this
okay.
was a stain that she'd gotten in another way. If you manage, if you violate a tenet of the chronicle, which in our case, for those who weren't here at session 1, uh, the tenets of this chronicle are: thou shalt not kill the innocent, thou shalt not enslave or torture, and be your own, never submit. Those are the codes that the vampires in this game try to abide by as people who are walking the line between freedom and servitude and trying to make their way through the nights. Kathy didn't break one of those rules.
Right.
She taught this in another way. But if you break those rules and you can justify it with one of the convictions you have, then that stain is alleviated. You did it, but you have a personal code that keeps you from falling.
Gotcha.
And if you've been watching this long and you'd like to see how we made our characters and came up with these rules, there is a video that we're going to make available to you that shows all of session 0, everything from character creation through touchstones and all the fun stuff that live dice filling, live dice rolling and not filling for those who like that stuff. And we're going to make that video available to those who are interested in catching it. But that is how that works. Kathy walked along the edge and she slipped a little bit.
Because I wasn't wearing my heels.
That's true. You want me to share the link to the video, Jason?
If you're ready to do so, sure.
Sure. It is posted in the chat. Okay.
So, you slumber. Everybody, the day passes, and when you wake, everybody give me a rouse check to see if you get hungrier upon your waking.
That's just 1 die, right?
Just 1 die.
Yep.
Pass, fail, 1 die.
I think Jillian and I are fine.
Yep,
Huzzah.
Jillian. Yep, Jillian passes. Anna passes.
I clicked the thing.
You did. Renee, Kathy gets hungrier.
Yep.
God damn it.
All right. Go ahead.
Early in the evening,
Mm-hmm.
from the bathroom, you hear Kathy go, "Ah, fuck!"
You okay?
When she opens the door, she is noticeably paler. My foundation doesn't match anymore.
Do you want to borrow some of mine? I think it's
You have foundation?
super pale person. She's like CoverGirl super pale person foundation.
That's right, I'm gonna need albino makeup.
I mean, maybe just add some like extra
Blush.
to it.
At that point, I start going to Elvira levels, and I'm not quite ready for that yet.
Okay. I mean, we could
If I
just go to Ulta. Sephora.
If I start needing clown white, we got problems.
I don't. I
Yes.
just she. So Natalie has a book because I'm sure we're surprised, and she just sort of holds up the. I mean, you're not there yet. You're not there yet.
Right.
Alexis looks just a tiny bit disappointed.
All right. So,
You know what might help?
mm,
A nice, refreshing drink of somebody, happy. Maybe on some, maybe on Zoloft. Zoloft always helps me.
more often than not, if they're on Zoloft, they're not necessarily somebody who needs to be beaten the shit, have the shit beaten out of them.
That.
Yeah, you and I do fix
Yeah, we do.
that. Yeah, Zoloft. Give us that sponsor money.
Uh,
Side effects include, all right, you feel, you look fantastic as always, but you rise and take care of your personal effects. Um, as you guys get started on your nights, um,
Oh, probably should fill you in, Natalie.
Hmm.
That note from Iverson apparently had some tokens that they wanted us to look into that are
very
kind of old
old.
and a little valuable. So we probably want to see what we can do to retrieve those.
I like both those
Um,
things. We know that the guy who ran had, he got the or whoever there, they have the message,
Mm-hmm.
so they probably have the tokens as well.
Mm-hmm.
mhm.
Uh, do we want to go back to the pit and look around again? Actually, I want to take a glance at the pictures you took, Kathy, of the.
Yeah, let's do that.
Not that because I think it's
She,
related or anything, but like weird,
it's important to know. Yeah,
weird,
Oh,
and
it could
it's
be.
not
I
like
mean,
it's.
everything's related.
weird shit. Right, everything's connected. New York
Yeah, let
telephone.
me let me pull it up real
Hey!
quick.
Yeah, put it on the big
So,
screen.
okay, it's up on the big screen.
We have a Chromecast, obviously. Um,
naturally.
uh, uh, what does this graffiti look like, Jason? Does it look like anything?
Well, let's see here. What is it that you've got that you'd like to study it with?
Um, Pertinent potentially things are occult, investigation, academics, European history, or just
This
academics.
library we've got.
Right.
This
It doesn't really.
library in our haven,
Absolutely.
insight.
Our
I can tell
friendly
you that
neighborhood anarch.
I can tell you that European history will not help you here. And investigation is um, more for on the site stuff,
Mhm.
but occult will work.
Occult
And
insight.
any insight is more of a
Okay.
sense motive reading people kind
Got
of
it.
thing. It's more of a sort of a vibes check. Um, I would let you roll with occult, and if anybody has streetwise, they could probably roll with that too.
Sweet.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I have that too, but less of it.
Mm.
So is that a
Int plus
what plus?
occult.
Let's say
Uh,
this: everybody here has some occult, right? Who's got the most into an occult?
I have 6 together.
6.
I have streetwise.
Cool.
So
I will let you do streetwise, but right now, what I'm saying is, I think that
Mhm.
let's have Alexis and Natalie team up since we learned the teamwork rules.
Hey.
So who wants to be the person who rolls the dice?
Who's
Go
who's
ahead.
hungrier? This okay. I'm at
Well,
one.
I don't know that I know that.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, I've got 6, and you helping makes it 7, right?
That's true, and you've got your library, so
Oh, what does that give? 2, 3, 4,
Wait.
5, 6.
More.
it
Uh,
does.
Yes, but I meant like a numeric value for the more.
I'll tell you. You want to have how many you have a let's see here. How big is your haven?
Our haven is 2 because that's what
Two.
we needed to be able to have library.
Absolutely. Give me add an extra dot for your library.
Okay. All right, so it's 7 normal and 1 hunger. All right.
Yep.
And I don't have any specialties in any of those things, so that's fine. Roll. Uh, 4
Mm,
successes.
right.
Uh,
Like normal dice, you could try to reroll them with
yep,
willpower.
3 of these are rerollable, so I think I will do that.
Yep.
Let me craft that off. And 1, 2, 3. So 3 more successes. So now that's 7 successes.
7 successes. That's pretty comprehensive. Here's what you might know. All right. So some of this stuff is uh, occult related. It is um, it's in a script that has been used for occluding messages. Generally speaking, it's something that they've used to hide messages between different occultists as they communicate. A couple of them are overlaid on each other to make sigils, so that you can sort of like get a lot of information in a very small space. Um, you can uh, see where the signs of two different clans have been woven in.
Which 2?
The getting there.
Okay.
Uh, you can see the sigil of the Bruja. You can see the sigil of the Gangrel. You can see um, a third sigil, which corresponds to an older clan, one you're not super familiar with, but you, Kathy, recognize it as resembling the three faces of the Hecata. So you can see a sign in there. You can see in several of them different layers of marker or spray paint, as if one was trying to overwrite the other. Uh, there is some. I mean, as a picture, you can't see all the details because all you've got is a digital image. You might be able to get more from actually being present, but you can definitely catch some of these things. The interpretation here is um, as these two clans fall, this clan rises. Um, as the stars shift, so too does the veins. Something about veins, hard to tell. It's not written very clearly. Um, you can tell that this was done by hand, but further examination shows that some of it was stenciled, that there was a some sort of sharper edges that were used, like somebody used this and like sort of like started like tagging in a bunch of different places so those like mark things out. You um, can see other things that are harder. I mean, there's some more signs that are there, but would probably require either being present or some other thing than raw occult. Um, Kathy, give me an intelligence and streetwise.
You're asking me to roll intelligence.
I am asking you to roll intelligence. I mean, if you want to try and learn a thing.
But wait, but she has. Okay, Jason, she has streetwise, so she
Yep,
can help me because I only have 1 streetwise, but I sure have more intelligence.
it's true. You could totally give advice to Alexis.
Because I could then roll
Okay.
5 dice. Well, I don't know. How much streetwise do you have? do you end
I
up?
have one.
Oh, okay. So you end up with less than 5 dice.
I would be rolling 2 dice, and they would both be hunger dice.
Yeah. Okay. Let me roll my 5 dice plus 1 for her helping.
Yes.
Because the first thing I'm gonna do anyway is go like, Kathy, what clan is that? Do you know? You're much more tied into this. Okay.
Well, I know that one.
So that would be.
Otherwise, I don't get
Which
I
one?
don't get it.
Which one is it? Oh crap! How do I get rid of one of the dice? There we go. 6 dice, 5 normal, 1 special. 2 successes.
Hey, it's better. It's better than nothing.
Yeah.
2 successes on Streetwise. You have both been around in places where things have gone, where unsavory things have gone on. Alexis, you occasionally need to find people who are interested in having blood taken from them. Kathy, you find people who are not necessarily interested but available to have blood taken from them. So you can.
I'm
sort of-
usually the unsavory thing happening to them. Got it.
Yeah. So, with that, you glean this from the places that these things have been tagged. You know that these are places where 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 sorry, gotta hang up. These are places where homeless youth and other people who are not doing so well end up making deals or finding shelter or doing things to help them survive. These are places where the vulnerable can be found, and they are marked here. And there is a sign underneath that's harder to read,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks like the sign of a mortal tagger or somebody who is connected to a group of local graffitiists.
Can I Google that? That image?
You can.
I ha-
I mean, it's another streetwise test, but like
Not technology.
no, technology technology is operating machinery. At this
Oh.
point, Googling no longer requires its own skill in computers to use. It's like just in the same way that you don't need drive to drive a car, you don't need computers to Google anymore.
Okay. Why did I take that skill? Because I thought you needed it. Okay.
No, it's okay. No, it's the and
It's probably
as we
what I need
mentioned-
to hack into things.
as we mentioned off camera. After we get to our natural act break in the story after next week's session, we're going to give people a chance to respec their characters because they know more about how the game works now and are more comfortable and maybe make some different choices.
Okay. So I can roll another streetwise without Kathy's help this time and just roll 5 dice.
Mhm.
4, 5. 1, 2, 3 successes.
3 successes. All right. What you find is it's a tag that's used by someone who goes by the name of Halo on the street. Halo.
Oh, okay. What else have they marked or
You can find. I mean, you can find a number of different blogs, or I guess I guess it's more like you find the name linked to a couple of different Instagrams. You can see, there's a couple of like Boston art TikToks that have them there. It's not extensive. They're not super famous, but they definitely have a record that can be tracked.
When's the last time they something with their tag got posted?
Probably a couple of days ago,
Okay.
but not these things.
Yeah.
You've got stuff that is scattered around in Central Square, in over in Kendall, yeah, largely in Cambridge. Tagging in, they're seeing their sign in like Somerville, not as usable, not as usual.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, and Kathy, you said you recognized this. So we've got Bruja and Gangrel, but this other one,
That three-faced one.
yeah, but like not. It's not actually like that
That's
one,
us.
or is it
That's
is?
me.
It's like you, but not exactly. It looks
Yeah.
familiar. I mean, it's shaped like yours,
Hmm.
but there are some elements to it that go in unusual ways that you don't quite understand.
I'm also gonna check on something real quick. She goes and crops the photo to the part that it looks like it's just tagged by the mortal tagger
Yep.
and sends it to her criminal contact.
Ah,
Ah.
fair enough. Uh,
This look familiar?
I do, by the way, like share everything I found. You know,
Yeah.
just imagine
You guys
llama,
pass it
llama
through.
talking.
Sure. Absolutely. Uh, your criminal contacts, what field of crime are your contacts in?
Doing it?
So, well, yes.
Could be
Um,
solving it.
Com- commission? No, no, no. That's not exactly how that goes.
Solving it.
yeah. So in this particular case, the the contact is defined specifically as more organized crime,
Yep.
primarily an enforcer.
Yep.
When they need folks who are touched without
Yep.
having a direct involvement.
Yep, for sure.
So probably would be at least aware of some of the stuff that's
Absolutely.
more street level.
Sure. You reach out to your people. Um, it takes a bit because they're busy like doing the crime. But I'm joking mostly. Um, you get a message back saying, uh, yeah, we know that guy, or yeah, we know that guy. Uh, they they're into us for a decent amount. They pay us so that we don't bother them.
Hmm. Huh.
You know, everybody's got to make a living, and
Oh, yeah. I am just.
why? You got an interest?
It's been spotted in places circling where I usually frequent, so I'm not sure if it's just a coincidence or if I should be worried.
Want us to send him to you?
Ooh.
Sure, but no rush.
We'll take it slow.
Thank you, sweetheart. So I
You
can get you that dagger.
gonna send us flowers and candy next?
Only if you ask nicely.
So, you,
All right.
your contacts know who this guy is, at least a little bit.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
They might be able to get him sent your way. And that
Yep.
takes a little bit of time.
Hmm.
We
Yeah,
are
I figure considering we are getting very close to our wrap time, this is
Mhm.
probably a good time to let that be. But
fair
yeah,
enough.
we can make that happen if we
Okay.
want to actually talk to them in more detail.
Yeah, but also like let's not randomly cause harm to this potentially unrelated person.
Look,
Uh,
you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with him. All right, he's got to take the first swing.
Okay.
Kathy, can you send me those pictures?
Yeah,
I wanna
done.
work on something while we're waiting.
Beep boop beep.
Thank you. This is probably a thing for like between games, but with my technology skill, I'm gonna go over and do like the NCIS thing, where I'm going to kind of
Zoom.
pull apart.
Enhance.
That's how
Zoom,
you
enhance,
solve
and
crime. That's how you solve
exactly zoom,
crime.
enhance, and pull apart the layers of the picture,
Hmm.
so I might be able to pull out the disparate
Mm.
parts of this sigil.
So Photoshop is many dots of technology, right?
There is a knock at your door.
That was really quick.
Do we have a thingy, like the little thing you can look through the door to see who it is?
A peephole.
I
Yeah.
can imagine. Yeah, I
Yes,
mean,
that's the
you,
word. Or the Nest Ring, where we look it up on
I
our
mean,
phone, like
you
civilized
probably
people.
do. I mean, it is a haven, which means it's probably got like the windows sealed so that sunlight doesn't come
Hmm.
in. So I could either. I mean, there are many
At least
ways
for
you might.
sleeping spaces. Yeah.
And
Yep.
we have a dot in Portillion, I think is the one that
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, I did not remember what the word was. This is not my
Nope.
native
Nope.
language.
Portillion is the thing that keeps people from messing with
No,
your
no,
stuff.
the thingy, the thingy. Yes, the peephole. Can we see who it is knocking on our door?
Sure. You peer through your peephole, and you see a tall, um, somewhat slender, red-headed man dressed in comfortable clothes, and uh, looking at your door with a sort of steely gaze. This is Duncan Gallagher, the Baron of Somerville.
Just knocking on our door?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Natalie, you take this
Natalie,
one.
that one's for you.
Okay. Save. Uh, and she just sort of, pulls her shirt because she just got up. This was like the first thing they did, so she's still in like her like ratty t-shirt that says "I want to believe," and her like plaid pajama pants.
Mm-hmm.
She's got like still got the hair up in the messy bun, and she's just like, "Hi, you look nice."
Thank you, Miss Crane. Um, may I come in?
Yeah, come on in.
Good, because I'd like to talk with all of you. And with that, I'm going to drop a curtain on this second session of Triptych.
Damn.
I'd like to thank you for watching with us, for sticking around. Thank you for sticking around through the technical difficulties. We will be back again next week around the same time. Feel free to you can find us here at twitch.tv/thepowofvulcan. You can find me at aviaryeditorial.com. You can see my Ko-Fi in the chat link. Renee, do you have anything you'd like to plug?
I am Hedgie Cleric pretty much everywhere, including here. Hopefully, sometime in the future, I'll actually get back to my own stream, which is a little bit more of a crafting bent, but there we go.
Jilly, did you have anything you wanted to brag up or talk about?
Got any shows coming up?
Terrible Luddite.
Mm.
I was a couple days ago at a reading of a really good. If you're in the Rochester area, go see Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, produced by the Company Theater.
It's a good play.
Hopefully, none of you are in the Rochester area, but if you are, go see it.
You're not
It's
that
gonna be
far
a really
away.
good show.
You're not that far away. I've never
Is
seen that show in English. Um,
Oh,
it's Chekhov. I've only read it in Russian. But yes. Yeah, you can also find the original session as well as the first session, and as of about this time tomorrow, this session on YouTube at youtube.com/PowerVulcan. It's in the playlist for Vampire if you don't want to wade through my Sims 4 build videos in copious quantities. But yeah. Also, the touring production of Into the Woods is very good.
Our moderator this week and ongoing has been Ms. Mad Duck, who will be streaming under Lil Mad Duck, or perhaps their Little Mad Duck will be streaming tomorrow, as I mentioned in the chat. Our icon was designed by Elove Art.
It's a little bitey book.
Yep, little bitey book. And I believe that's all from me. Anything else, Anna?
No, I think that's it. Thank you very much for hanging out and chatting with us. And use those channel points and redeems. And yeah, we will see you guys next Saturday. And
give these people some tens. Make it messy. They need it.
Please.
They need it a lot.
I was gonna say give us retests.
Make Kathy messy. Make Kathy messy.
Okay. You make Kathy messy enough for everyone.
But more.
I'm ready for the mess. Let's just go. Let's go.
Yay!
All right. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay.
Stay safe. Pleasant dreams.
Bye, everybody.